Hey everyone. I really wanted to start talking about identity change and listening to life. Now, this is different to a mirror reflection of life. This is different. This is listening to it. Not a lot of people can do this. This is an art, I think. There's some people that are really good at it, and I've met them. This is always moving, okay? Listening to life and you is key to identity change, because if you don't, you'll still stay the same. So you really have to listen to it. And I tend to find that when you have a major life change and you've gone through these multiple life changes, let's say, for example, you meet the same person in your relationship and life's trying to get your attention to say it's changing all the time and you have difficult transitions all the time. Okay, you've got to listen to life, okay, and listening to you, okay, because something will be getting your attention. And this is where mental health comes into play, because we never listen to it. It's such an issue here in society, and because of mainstream society and people wanting to fit in. Till you move on from fitting in, will you ever really understand what this means? So I think I have spoken to you about mainstream society, but listening to life is key with identity change. So you have a massive life change and it's continually happening. The same situation is happening again and it's repeating itself. That's because life is wanting you to listen in a different way. It's wanting to listen to you and listening to what you truly want. Now, a lot of people don't know how to do that. And I think because we want it all now. It's a process, listening to life, and I think it's ever ongoing. So listening to life in you is key. So if you're saying to yourself, okay, I've now been in 3 relationships, they're all the same, and I've just broken up with that person again and it's the same problem. Okay, am I listening to life carefully? Am I really listening to me? Is that really what's necessary for me at this moment in my life, in this current time? This is something I had to learn the hard way. When my identity change happened, I had to really, really listen to life itself, because if I was to listen to my friends, to my family, I wouldn't be doing this blog at this moment, in this time right now. Okay, so if I didn't listen to life and I didn't listen to who I really was, I wouldn't have my identity change. It's really important, and I think a lot of people are unable to really step out of the story and look at what's happening, because the same situation was happening with me. So I needed to learn to listen to life and walk my own path, and that's really important to identity change, and we'll get to that later. But identity change is always about listening to life and listening to you. If you don't listen to you, you're going to have a really, really, really either a boring life, you are going to become emotionally numb, which, I mean, it works with some people. It doesn't work with me. I'm a human being and I like listening to my emotions because they get me moving forward. Learning acceptance is key in identity change. We'll get to that later. But listening to life is key, and listening to you. Now that's very hard. And that's where your shadow work comes into play. That's where your dream work comes into play. That's when choosing happiness and coming back home to you is really important to listening to life. And that's what I really mean. So you will have all these life changes. They're still the same situation because you're not listening. Yeah? So, and I really want to talk about my life right now. So I had my identity change. I listened to life. I'm doing this blog. And life's now getting my attention again. So I went to mental health. I did transition. I've done all this work that I'm doing now. And now I'm listening to life again because it seems to be getting my attention with autism and kids. So for me now, I'm now listening to it and I'm listening to me. So that is part of your identity change. And you've got to always have an open heart and open, have your ears on. Listening is so important. That's an art. Listening to others, listening is so, so hard for some people. And I've learned the hard way being associated with them, because listening is hard. Yeah? Especially when you don't have a voice. I kind of feel that if you don't have a voice, you don't listen all that well. Okay, and identity change is key for your voice and listening. So identity change, listening to life and you is key to identity change. It is so important listening to it, because it's trying to get your attention. Okay, a lot of people play victim, like, why is life doing this to me? It's not doing it to you, it's doing it for you. So understanding that listening is such an art It is so important. I could not stress it enough. Listening is so important.